What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with this quick discussion. We gonna talk about the Phoenix Suns. This is a team that a lot of people that know basketball, understands the game of basketball, just don't understand how stupid this situation is. You look at a team and an organization that has been doing nothing but losing and not developing talent for so many years. Now they finally get to the point where they're in the playoffs, which was their ultimate goal when they drafted and traded for Mikal Bridges. They drafted DeAndre Ayton. They signed Devin Booker to an extension, and that's the whole point of getting Monty Williams and facilitating a trade for Chris Paul is to become a legitimate contender in the NBA, not the Western Conference and the entire NBA. This was a team that was the number 2 seed and even was number 1 for a portion of the season in the NBA for the entire season and finished number 2 and finished in the NBA Finals. And you look at the fact that this is the whole point of making all these moves. This is the whole point of getting all this talent is to win a title. And you telling me that you got to the point where this team has proven, even if you look at the bubble, they was in the running to be a playoff team. Now they are a perennial playoff team now that they made the Chris Paul trade and re-signed them. I'm looking at what the heck is going on? You just literally did all these moves to get to this point. Now you at this point, and now you pulling this. This is one of the dumbest things I have ever seen, ever, literally ever. Like this is the point of trading for Mikal Bridges. This is the point of drafting DeAndre Ayton. This is the point of giving Devin Booker the extension. This is the whole point of trading for Chris Paul is to become a contender in the NBA, which they was entirely their first season together. Now, when you look at the fact that this roster may not be a championship team, I like this team better than last year. This team has more growth. They have more experience. And on top of that, when I look at this roster, they are one of the best teams in the entire NBA again. Now, it's teams that have more talent and it's teams that are better than them. But that's why you play the games. We seen what happened with the Lakers. We seen what happened with the Nuggets. You never really know what's going to happen. One of the biggest reasons why the Bucks won is because of the Trae Young injury. It's because of the James Harden and Kyrie injuries. That was a huge reason why the Bucks was able to get to the finals and ultimately win the title. They built and made a lot of moves to give them a chance that we have enough to get it done. We might need some things to go our way. We might need some things to happen, but we're in the contention to being the team that can win a championship, and they ultimately got it done. And you can say the same thing about the Suns. When they made the Chris Paul trade, nobody looked at this team as the favorites. Nobody looked at this team as a legitimate team that can win a title. Even entering into the playoffs, people still question if this team was a legitimate contender, even though they was great offensively and defensively and played well together the entire season. People didn't look at this team as a team that can legitimately beat the Lakers if they was healthy. And you can make a common sense that that could be true, but at the same time, you don't know. Things like the AD injury can happen. And you in the finals, you up 2-0, you have a chance to win the title. If you get rid of Aiden or Mikal Bridges, I always tell people, when you make decisions that's stupid like they're doing now, you're downgrading talent. We're about to see the same thing with Philly. When you're making these type of trades, it's very rare that you're going to upgrade. If you don't give DeAndre Ayton his money and you feel like he's not worth the money, which they entitled to their own opinion, we know he's going to get the money even if they don't get it, give it to him. If you get rid of DeAndre Ayton, you have to find somebody better or somebody that can fill that role that will be worse. You're not getting better, you're getting worse by getting rid of DeAndre Ayton. Mikal Bridges is understandable. You know that he's a role player. You know that he's not going to be a superstar. But when you look at what this team needs, they need a wing defender that can make some shots, make some threes, and defend. You knew that. That's why you made the trade to get Mikal Bridges, because he's a great fit alongside Devin Booker and Aiden, a guy that doesn't need the ball, that can make shots off the screens, that can hit some spot up threes, get out in transition, but also defend at a high level. Mikal Bridges was able to do that, and that's what you needed him to do. That's why you got him. And now he's doing it, and now all of a sudden you don't want to pay the man. Then you ask for DeAndre Ayton. We all knew what DeAndre Ayton was coming into the draft. We knew that he would be a starting level center in the NBA. This is a guy that can get you a double-double every single game. He has improved his passing, he has improved his IQ, and he has become a significantly better defender than where he was as a rookie and even coming into the league. And he has become the perfect fit for this team. A guy that can get you 20 and 10 if it's necessary, can kill you on the boards, can rotate, help, and communicate and protect the rim, and can also get you a bucket in the post. He can score a mid-range jumper. He can post up and hit a hook shot. He can dunk and finish. He can set screens and roll to the basket and finish. And he also is a big that can hit free throws. So to me, I don't really know what the Suns are doing. Because if you don't want to pay either one of these guys, then you need to get rid of them for something worse. Which means you're going back from being a team that has a legitimate chance of being a contender to now you're just going to be a team that's satisfied with being a first or a second round exit. Most teams will love to be in a situation that the Phoenix Suns are in when they actually having a conversation to, I can keep a Mikal Bridges in an Aiden. Teams will love that opportunity because they know they have a legitimate chance to be dangerous, just like they was last season. This is the whole point of amassing talent. You put all these moves and all these decisions to get to a point where you can ultimately win a title. They just was in that position last year, up 2-0 in the NBA Finals, where they could have been champions. If you trade or don't pay these guys, they will request a trade, they will be gone, and you will be stuck in the middle, rebuilding, trying to get one of these players or a guy that's better just to have the opportunity to be where you are right now with them. So everything they doing to this point made sense, and now they just becoming stupid. Absolutely ignorant, absolutely dumb. All these moves, you knew what guy you was getting. You knew what they could be. And if anything, Mikal Bridges is better than when he was before. DeAndre Ayton is a significantly better player than he was when you drafted him. And now you don't want to pay these guys when you just made it to the finals. They're young, they're improving, they're growing. And your bench is better. You fixed a lot of holes on this team. And this is probably the best Suns team you had in 10, 12 years. And you willing to get this far because you don't want to pay them? This is absolutely stupid. I really don't understand how stupid the Suns organization and their owner can be to do all this to get to the point where every team wants to be at, and now you stuck because you don't want to pay two guys that have proven the whole point of getting them, because you already knew what they are and what they could be, and they have become better players since. And if anything, they deserve the money at this point because you have to pay what the market pay over. Now you're in that situation where you have accomplished all the goals that you have set out. If anything, you got further than what you thought in one season, and now you're willing to blow it all up because you don't want to cough up the cash when that's the whole point of the NBA. You get them for cheap to see if they can prove what they are, and they have done that. Then you pay them what they really deserve because that's what the whole point of a contract extension is, and you don't want to do that part. Then why did you make these moves? Why did you trade? Why did you go this far to literally blow it up at this point because you didn't want to pay them? To me, the Suns are stupid. This whole situation is literally idiotic and stupid. The Suns are obviously wrong because that's the whole point of drafting them. That's the whole point of making all these moves is to get to the point where they was last year to have a chance to win a title, which they was in the finals, which is as far as you can go besides winning it. It's absolutely stupid. You have to really look at the owner and want him removed if you're a Phoenix Suns fan. This is literally one of the dumbest situations that I've seen. This situation is probably dumber than the Sixers situation, which Ben Simmons will be traded and he will be gone, and they're going to get worse unless they get Dame. And I don't look at them as a team that's going to win a title. Even if they get Dame, they're in a stupid situation where now they got to get rid of Ben Simmons and get rid of more assets just to get a player like Dame. That still might not be enough. So this is all stupid. This all comes to a point where You was better off just staying in the lottery, because if you wanted to win it all, that's why you made all these moves. And now that you made all these moves, you're willing to go backwards, which means you basically should have just stayed in no man's land, because that's where they was headed until they made the Chris Paul trade, which is stupidity, because now they regret it, because now they have a chance to win the title and they don't want to go all in on it, which is the whole point of being in the NBA. You want to go from a team that's losing to a team that's winning to a team that can win a title, and that's where they at now. And now they're willing to blow it all up to go backwards. It literally makes no sense. It's all idiotic and stupid. And on top of that, this is the funny part about the Mikal Bridges situation. This is the funniest part about the DeAndre Ayton situation. Regardless if they believe that they're worth the money, regardless if they don't want to pay them, like we have seen in the NBA, one man trash is another man treasure. You don't want to give Mikal Bridges his money, another team will happily do it. You don't want to give DeAndre Ayton his money, another team will happily do it. We all know, realistically, DeAndre Ayton is a max player. We all know that even if the Suns don't want to get it, they will be matching the offer, which will be a max contract anyway, which means they'll be paying on the max. The problem is he will have more flexibility because he will be on less years. And on top of that, that means he can leave after that because he agrees to the contract with the other team, which means whatever they agree to, that's what they will have to match, which means DeAndre Ayton going to get the deal he wants anyway, which makes the Suns loser and stupid again. Same thing with Mikal Bridges. You don't want to pay him. You don't want to give him the money. He's going to get the money from another team anyway. He's going to get the contract that he wants anyway, and he's still going to have the flexibility because that's a contract that they have to agree to, which ultimately ends up being they're going to get paid. They already made it to the finals, and regardless of what the Phoenix Suns do or feel, they're going to be the losers in this situation if they don't take care of them, which means Aiden is going to win, Bridges is going to win, and the Suns will be back in no man's land. We're ultimately back in the lottery and going all the way backwards, which is reality of what they're trying to do now. That's the reality of the Suns situation. That's the direction that they're headed in, and it just show you how stupid front offices and owners can be because they're showing it right now, and that's what's going to happen. But ultimately, Aiden will get paid. Mikal Bridges will get paid, regardless if they with the Phoenix Suns or not. They will be getting the money, and they will be getting the contracts they want. And it's clear as obvious because that's how the NBA works, and that's exactly what's going to happen, regardless of what the Suns do or feel. That's just the reality of it. Check out my videos tomorrow. Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis signing out. See y'all tomorrow.